Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Let's get it.
This is a Washington Post headline from 9 years ago, 2016. Meet the man the White House has honored for deporting illegal immigrants. And I would remind everyone in this room that it was former President Barack Hussein Obama who awarded a medal to Mr. Homan. So he's obviously very qualified. He has the full trust and faith of the president. He will continue to have these meetings in the hopes that ICE and local law enforcement can cooperate.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Hit him with the hawk, yeah, hit him with the hawk, yeah. Feel like Professor X, Iron Man, I feel like Tony Stark. Every time I step out the house, I feel radical. Plus I'm pissed off, like my middle name is goddammit. Beanie Vici, yeah, I can make your top.
Hey, I'm sharing the video now. I'm sharing the video on Facebook. Hold on. We live on X. We about to get into this No Kings manifesto. It's supposed to be the biggest one ever. Yeah, that's supposed to be the daddy-os of protests. Yeah, we in the building, man. It's the call-in show too. We turned up this morning. I'm about to play one of my music videos. This is the radio show. This is Mr. Trumptastic radio show, man. Share, like, sub up to the channel. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. No, this ain't Friday. It's Saturday. Some say they playing with the time, man. The time is moving by so fast. I'm gonna be honest with you. They playing with the time. It's already about to be April. It's already about to be April, and they acting up. They are acting a fool. Hold on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Mr. Trumptastic. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. Yeah, I'm fresh to death, like I'm hopping out my casket, bitch. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. 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 Yeah, I'm fresh to death, like I'm hopping out my casket, bitch. Trips around the Atlas, had me ballin' like a globe trotter. Double dribble, slam dunk, I'm dripping through the paint, nigga. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. Yeah, I'm fresh to death, like I'm hopping out my casket, bitch. Trips around the Atlas, had me ballin' like a globe trotter. Double dribble, slam dunk, I'm dripping through the paint, nigga. Everything I touch turns to glitter, I'm a lucky charm. Fettuccine Alfredo mixed it with the Parmesan. EBS coming in and ringing like a car alarm. Honey, I shrunk the kids about the size of a peppercorn. USA flag and I stitched it with the Betsy Ross Baywatch Barbie. Then I hit her with the hassle. Proud man, Oculus, I had to take my glasses off. Sammy Sosa flow, yeah, I had to change color. I'm an acrobat, flip your ass like the ring umbrellas. Captain Planet, Superman, I'm flying through the stratosphere. I can pop your top like a soda or a can of beer. Starter man jacket had me ballin' like the Cavaliers. You can catch Corona, but I'd rather have a Heineken. I had to check my watch, yeah, it's that time again. Stampin' postcards, send them off with the mailman. 50 round clips, dropping shells like Michelangelo. Ninja Turtle flow, dripping blood in your pizza sauce. Yeah, I'm so cold, I'm Santa surfing in a Pocono. Just talk to Jesus and I think I caught the Holy Ghost. George Norris swag, hell yeah, I'm going coast to coast. 3 strikes you out like Adidas with the shell toes. Bullets down like fireworks, chopper rip like Velcro. 7 for the half, but I got it for the elbow. Red wave, turn and walk the water like the hurricane. I used to sell Grammys, now I'm stinging with the Novocaine. AMC stock, had me throwing 8 shit. Guilty deep state while I'm going on a date, bitch. Mar-a-Lago red chains closed, now I'm MAGA man. Backdoor deal, shoot your ass like the Taliban. Scary movie 2, Jason Voorhees, I'm the son of Sam. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. Yeah, I'm on my maggot shit. Yeah, I'm fresh to death, like I'm hopping down my casket, bitch.
Yes, man, we back in the building, y'all. We back in the building. Turn up, turn up. March 28th. No Kings. Yeah, biggest protest in U.S. history. Yes, live breakdown, man. We live and direct, man. It's the call-in show. This is the call-in show, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Hypocrite Nation, Hypocrite Nation. Where you at? Where you at? You got a lot of people disgruntled over what's going on in Iran. You got a lot of people disgruntled over the gas prices, which they are dropping slowly. They're dropping slowly. So you got to think, you got people out there that used to be Trump supporters complaining about gas prices. And as soon as they drop, they gonna have they gonna have their foot in their mouth again. And I guess if y'all want to go over some more, Candace Owens, Erica Kirk, who else? Man, there's so much controversy going on within the conservative movement. It's crazy. It's split up. It's split up in three, sectors. Yeah, it's the holy trinity of the conservative movement. And guess who's controlling the whole movement? Yeah, the mothership. This mothership personifies what we call Zionism. Yes, the UFO religion. Yes, and guess what? People go bow down to this Zionist shit. It's too powerful. People be like, "Oh man, I'm against this and against that," but it subconsciously, you already made an agreement. Subconsciously, you already tied into this shit. So it takes an individual like me to point the stuff out, and because of that, a lot of people are Hypocrite Nation. Make sure you keep an eye out on that website, hypocritenation.com. I'm gonna have some merchandise with that logo on it too, because at this point, man, pretty sure everybody's caught red-handed doing something they said they wouldn't do. Including me. I ain't perfect. You gotta think. But at this point, you gotta balance things out. Okay? You gotta balance things out. You gotta come to terms and service with some things. Terms and agreements. Some of y'all need to fix yourselves, man. Some of y'all complain for the last 8 years and it didn't accomplish anything. Especially if you're a liberal. Let me be honest with you. If you're a liberal, you was complaining for about 10 years. About a good 10 years. No. You gotta think. Those Obama years. They were stuck in them Obama years. And Obama put y'all ass to sleep. Let me be honest with you. Obama put y'all ass to sleep. And I do want to go over this on this clip. I'm about to play this clip right quick. Why do certain people have all this energy about what's going on in the Epstein's files, but they don't want to talk about this? That's a clear indication that I believe we had our first AI president. Joe Biden was our first AI president. Let's pull this up, man. Let's pull this up right now. All the movements, everything matches with this guy and this iRobot. So let's play it. Let's play it. Now, the thing is, we pulled that clip up. What was it, 2 episodes ago? That shit's in the Epstein's files, y'all. But nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. This is what I said. All that's tied to Zionism. All that iRobot shit. This the Church of Scientology. You can't get around that. You can't get around. You're dealing with Star Trek. Zionism means scientism. Scientism, scientists, Zionism, that's the same thing. We actually living in hell. And that's the biggest misconception. The devil likes to play with locations. Yeah, hell on earth, or what they call the Hellraiser. And this is hell raising technology. This is your church's, and they sector is like Silicon Valley, but they headquarters is in Jerusalem. Their headquarters is in Jerusalem. Like one of them, like I think it's like the second biggest one. But you ain't gonna stop these. You ain't gonna stop these people. You ain't gonna stop him. Okay. You ain't gonna stop Stephen Hawkins. You ain't gonna stop. You're not gonna stop Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is allegedly he's dead, but you're not gonna stop him even when he's long gone. And the thing is, he's embedded in some of y'all's DNA. Yeah, his DNA and his sperm is embedded in the GAB. Nobody wants to talk about that. See, pedophilia is the least thing you need to worry about when it comes to the Epstein's files. There's things that's way more sinister than pedophilia in the Epstein's files. And it's so astronomical, the average gump. The average gump ain't gonna be able to wrap his head around it. Like, it is what it is. So we gonna go into this. We'll go into this no king shit, because let's pull this up. And Trump out here flexing. I told you Trump was gonna be out here flexing because guess what? This is now the Strait of Trump. And I told you this is a world takeover. This is a whole wide world military operation. Y'all think it's a war. It's a military operation. And if you was tapped in, you already know this. If you was tapped in about these drops, we got the drops a long time ago. That's why you don't never see me out here sweating about anything that's going on in society. I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm living a regular life. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, y'all not focused on what's going on in y'all life. You think I sit up here and argue about politics when we got the drops a long time ago? Hell no. Hell no. We haven't sweated in years. This is a whole military operation, worldwide takeover. And yes, this will drop the gas prices, the energy prices. So he about to take this over. And a lot of people do not want to see that. Because this is king shit right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is king shit. You take over another country, that's king shit. That's checkmate. The deep state apparatus is worldwide, dummy. And if the shoe fits, where I'm not trying to call you a dummy, but it's just some of y'all just ain't tapped in, man. Let's see why you're not tapped in, because you are still you still right here. You still right here in the first stages, the STEM. You in the 10-step program. Some of y'all in the 10-step program because y'all let politics take over y'all life. Hold on, y'all. Matter of fact, we gonna go back over this later on. But yeah, this king shit right here, man. You see a lot of liberals, they siding with Iran. They siding with, they still think we're losing. Okay? They still think we're losing. So they up here at the Washington Monument with their cameras. I don't know if they barbecuing. I don't know if they doing concerts. Or the thing is, if you know how to make t-shirts, go out there. If you know how to make food, barbecue. I don't care if you a Republican, Democrat, man. Go out there and make some money, man. Go out there and make some money. This is what this shit is for. So y'all look at this shit like, oh, he's going against Trump. They're going against Trump. Yes, they might very well may be going against Trump. If that's the case, be smart, capitalize off the shit. You ain't doing that. You know these motherfuckers ain't got no job. A lot of these people ain't got, and the reason why I ain't at work is because shit, we off this weekend. Or I'd have been my black ass would have been in there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I'm off. And we probably about to go to my wife's people's house like in a couple of hours. I think they got something. Is this weekend Easter? Is it Easter? Don't tell me it's already Easter in March. I thought Easter was supposed to be in April. I told you they speeding up the time. I told you they speeding up the time. It's just crazy. But yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about, man. A lot of things to talk about this morning. Let's get into. Hold on. Now they putting out travel advisories. They putting out travel. The State Department says travelers should be reconsidering visiting these countries where Americans could be targets. And I told y'all that. Didn't we tell y'all that? Stop going down to Mexico uh on spring break and shit. And then we tell y'all they was spiking y'all. Full blown out war with the cartel, man. Liberals going down there fucking spring breaking shit like everything's cool. They getting stabbed in the stomach and all that shit. For real, man. Motherfuckers is dumb. That's why I said everybody ain't qualified to talk about politics. Politics is sacred, man. Only the saints should be talking about politics because it's sacred. Politics is a religion. It's polytheistic. Politics. The ticks are the termites. Yeah, the bugs, the ticks. Okay, it's crazy, man. You gotta be qualified. You gotta be anointed to talk about this stuff because you dealing with a liberal or a radical caucasoid. Even on the right, we got some caucasoids on the right, man. They just radicalized, and they're not gonna be able to tell you what's going on. We just had a spat with Ben Dykes. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on, but he has a mass amount of followers. And if you don't agree with him, he gonna hang up on your ass. See, you can have a disagreement with me. I ain't gonna hang up on you. I ain't gonna call you stupid or nothing. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I ain't gonna do none of that. But you call in on his show and you don't agree with him or he don't know what the hell you talking about, man, he gonna hang up on you. He's one of them boomers that ain't got no personality, ain't got no sense of humor. And like I said, the world trying to do away with y'all people that fit that qualification. If you fit a certain ideology or qualification, the world gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna be honest. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna be able to be happy. You always go. Your content is always gonna be wrapped around some type of turmoil, and it's bad, man. It's not just the left. It's the right too. The right is suffering. So now, guess what? A lot of people are mad at Drewski, what he did. Okay. You had Lily Gaddis. They trying to say, basically, they trying to say that since Erica Kirk lost her husband to one of the most gruesome assassinations in American history, that's what they trying to say. But the thing is, Erica Kirk got a lot to do with what's going on and why people joking on the whole situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what it is. Erica Kirk already gave out bad energy, and I told if she wouldn't have gave out that bad energy, and she really acted like a widow, Drewski wouldn't have did that skit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Drewski wouldn't have did that skit, but how she came out and how she just replaced Charlie Fast, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. She didn't. Let's be all honest about that, because some of y'all just blind to the fact. Some of y'all just, and that's the reason why some of y'all had to poke y'all out. See, they said, well, you don't know what's going on and you blaspheme God, you have to poke your right eye out. Allegedly. That's the curse of the black eye or the right eye or the pirate's patch. You had to jab your right eye out because you didn't follow God's word. And this dude right here, y'all know who this dude is? He's a high priest in the Christian community too. His name's Maury. We did a whole episode on this dude. He's a magician, as you can see. He's basically Merlin's castle. So you have a lot of these. He's Merlin. He's Moreland, for real. Got a lot of magicians, man. And guess what? You don't know who they are, but they all wear top hats. And when you pull the rabbit out the hat, who becomes the white rabbits? Who is the right rabbits, or who they call the rabbi? It's called trading places, fam. These would be the same individuals pushing the button. These are your bankers too. These are your these are your bankers who run the world. But you don't know because you don't see them. You see a representative. You don't see the bankers. Okay, that's who's pushing the buttons behind the closed doors. The banking system of the 13 families. Who controls the 13 families? Who's going to control this landmass? Okay. Let's get into No Kings. Let's get into No Kings. Let's push play. Yeah, they out here. They out here deep.
You know, that's one of those things where you're already doing too much.
They out here deep. Are you gonna be out here today? So they saying no Trump basically, and that's their whole defense mechanism. That's their whole defense. That's their whole manifesto to how they go try to win the midterms and all these elections, but they have done so much dirt. They have gave Donald Trump powers no man should ever have. When you stand up and you make people fall out like this, y'all remember this? I think this what go happen to JD Vance. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some say JD Vance is the white rabbit too. Y'all hear about that? And I told y'all about JD Vance. He part of Skull and Bones. JD Vance is part of Yale, the Yale fraternity. And why do they call it Yale? They call it Yale because once they put the fingers in your booty hole, you start to yell. Okay, Yale is a college that's part of the penal system, right? You gotta do all these damn hazing events, all these rituals and shit, ritualistic behavior. See, this is what they do at Yale right here. Have you ever seen this movie The Shining? This is what they do at Yale. Okay. And that's why your husband got that good job making $500,000 a year salary. Because he did. Go ask your husband about Hell Night. Go ask your husband about Hell Night. That's why he got that good job. That's why y'all chilling right now. Y'all got a pantry full of snacks. Your house is about 4 or 5 layers. Your house stacked up like this. Your house look like this because your husband, he worked at Hell Night when he was a freshman in college. For real. To be honest with some of y'all guys, I ain't hating or anything. There's just certain shortcuts you could pull. You know what I'm saying? You could pull off in this world, and that's one of them. You got to go through the fraternity. There's female fraternities too. You got the Eastern Stars. You got the Black Greco-Egyptian fraternities, and they all tied into the religious order too. Okay. It just is what it is, man. Like some of y'all be trying to hide this shit. Some of y'all be trying to hide certain things that have been exposed already. That's mind-boggling to me. That's mind-boggling to me. Let's check out some of this. Let's check out some of this footage. Hold on. You see these old old white women dancing. This was at the first No King. This was at the first No Kings protest. And I said, man, they out here dancing, having a good time, see Trump bringing people together. Trump bringing people together, y'all. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. No matter how you pull it, these individuals are gathering together in just like the Christ Mass. This is the Christ Mass for the liberals, man. They got to come together to summon Captain Planet to come save them. They trying to summon the Antichrist to take out Trump. Some say Trump is the Antichrist, man. I don't know. But the Antichrist, he would be the one to usher in the Antichrist, put it that way. And it's not anything bad because it's prophecy. To go against what is being performed on the stage right now, you would be going against your Bible. See, and this has to deal with Hypocrite Nation. Now, let me ask you something. If you are a religious person, you cannot be against war. It's in your Bible. That's why I said, if the president decides to send 50 million troops on the ground to get blown up by Newton, that's in your Bible. I don't think he'll do that, but I said if if that was the case, that's in your Bible, because your God is a destroyer. The Jewish God, Yahweh, the destroyer. See, this is why sometimes I just keep it surface level, because when I start going esoteric, people be like, man, he's doing too much. When I go esoteric, you go really look like a hypocrite if I go esoteric. So the Strait of Trump would be equivalent to Moses opening up the Red Sea. You don't see how this shit is tied to like biblical story. I told you, in the elites of the world, they acting out the Bible. The elites of the world is acting out the Bible. Okay? They acting out a script. A big script, y'all. So let's get into some more footage. Do y'all see any blackies out there? Do y'all see any blackies out there? Okay, let's count the black people, because this was what was happening the last rodeo, No Kings rodeo. Liberals was mad as hell because there weren't enough blackies out there, and I told you. Blacks ain't going out there. Yeah, the people that learn their lesson from that Black Lives Matter ordeal, they're not going out there. Hell no. I wouldn't advise you to. Let me be honest with you, because they're gonna call you the N-word anyway. We already proved that liberals also use foul language towards blacks. Okay, we also know that. So yes, they are getting smarter. Like I said, it don't matter Democrat or Republican. They gonna call you, the radicals gonna call you the N-word. They gonna get you up out of here, fam. We already proved that. So like I said, a lot of individuals, they delineating from the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and shit, you can't blame them either. You really can't blame them, especially if you have these type of I got Nick Fuentes and all this homosexuality shit all bleeding into. People see what's going on. And like I said, you got individuals like this. You think he's Christ, but he's not. You think he's Christ, but he the Antichrist. So these are individuals that think they're God. That's what that's what Antichrist really actually means. A person who thinks they're God, who says they're God. Yeah, go look up the real meaning of Antichrist. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. A man can want to be like Christ. That would be considered Antichrist. Because guess what they say in some communities, you can't be like this guy. You can't be like that guy. Antichrist don't mean what you think it is. That's why they say in the last days, ye shall be fooled. So if you going along with the masses, you probably gonna be fooled because that's what it says in the Bible. That's why. And the thing is, you got to get the right translations. You got to go to Greek. You want to know what's really in the Bible? You gotta go to the Greek manuscript. You will be fooled. You'll end up like all these other religious figures. You know, you going for real. You end up very, very bad. But like I said, remember, the tables got flipped. Remember, this was supposed to be us. This was supposed to be us. The Obama, and I got to rewind the tape because, like I said, a lot of y'all didn't get the downloads. A lot of y'all did not get these downloads. And this is why Obama was letting all these people in. He was letting all these Iran motherfuckers. I think I seen one today at Wawa. Iranis, they could pass for white men. They could pass for a tanned white man with like silver hair. Sometimes they got silver hair. They could almost be a white man until you start talking to them. You like, man, this motherfucker ain't no fucking white dude. This motherfucker's Iranian. But they here. I seen one today. And you could tell. The thing is, you should be able to tell who's who. Damn phenotype. You should be able to tell who's who. Okay, you should be able to tell Thomas Crooks from Lobster Boy. Okay, you should be able to tell who's who. Some of y'all like to lump everybody together. Some of y'all can't tell the difference. But like I said, some people, man, and some people get so much of a bad rap, and it's crazy because you have people being paid behind closed doors to manifest your reality. So basically what I'm saying is somebody's hell is somebody else's heaven and vice versa. So this is for you. This is for you, sir. This is for you, American. The Obama and Bush administrations purchased 30,000 guillotines and have them stashed at FEMA camps around the United States. Ask yourself, why would you need 30,000 guillotines? Why would you need that, fam? MS-13 member named the Antichrist to be locked up for 55 years. Quadruple machete massacre in Long Island. Guillotine. Machete. Okay? At the end of the day, he's still chopping off heads. So let's get back into. See, the thing is, they was supposed to this is what was supposed to happen. Remember this? It was supposed to be protect white American protests. Remember this? This did not manifest like it was supposed to. This did not manifest. And guess what? This case went quiet because this case was not in the favor of Austin Metcalf. You do know that, right? There was some shit on that video they didn't want y'all to see, so they just closed the case. They just closed. They said, "Oh, it's not the niggas' fault." Close Close the case. It's not the monkey's fault. Basically. Because the thing is, trust me, you already know how it goes. If it was really the black dude's fault, that shit would have been, we'd have still been here. They closed that case quick. And that's what happens. If it ain't too much the fault of the black dude, they gonna close that shit up. You'll never hear they won't want you talking about that shit because hypocrite, you gonna look like a hypocrite now. For real. Real shit. Global takeover. Nothing can stop what's coming. What is coming? Secret military operation. And this ain't what if. This shit really happened. But you had to get Iran out you had to knock Iran out the way. Iran's out the way. A lot of people are out the way. And the White House has just I believe the app was still there, but basically they put the White House app on steroids. So now we got a new White House app. It's on Apple. I've already downloaded it, so you get the update. I try to download it on my desktop, but I don't think it's the right app. I don't think it's the right app. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, he about to open up that joint like Moses. See, I told you Trump would be Moses in the Bible because he opening up certain gateways. He opening up this gateway. And there really ain't nothing you could do about it. Because the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. They released these in Iran. They released RoboCops in Iran, and guess what they did? They ran. You can shoot this thing. You would need so many ballistic missiles to pinpoint and blow these motherfuckers. That's what the drones is for. But yeah, they got these people fighting the war. Like I told you what they was doing. They got this shit hooked up like Xbox. Trust me. The war is basically Power Rangers. The war is basically Rocket Boy, Rocket Man. All right? That's all it is. You think they sending troops out there. But they not. Oh, 700,000 troops blown up. Yeah, they talking about these motherfuckers right here. Because the thing is, if you take out 100,000 troops, shit, that's your damn near your whole population right there. That's what I said, man. They said 100,000 troops in Ukraine gone. I'm like, what? That don't even make sense. But 100,000 of these. 100,000 of these are robots. I could see that happening. But that means you ain't got no country. 100,000, you just take 100,000 out. You don't have no damn country. So right now, what we doing? We trying to spot blacks out here. If you see one, put 1, 2 in the comments. Because this gonna be the next. See, the thing is, they got everybody trapped in this damn system. This grid, they know where everybody's gathering at. They know where the Christ Mass is at, the liberals. They know where the Christ Mass is at, the liberals. They had no kings. So when Google pinpoints the location, they know who's at no kings. And guess what? You would be doxxed as a potential domestic terrorism. It's what the AI. That's why Trump spent so much money on AI and all this security apparatus shit. But y'all want to complain. It's Zionist technology though. It's called all CNI technology. Okay. It's called all shit. You got Big Brother. All that's all Zionist. But the thing is, at this point, when evil has reached its pinnacle, you need the shit. So you got people talking bad about stuff they have no idea about. You don't know what fucking Zion is. You got Candace Owens saying, "Oh, the Zionists. Oh, the Zionists." And who the fuck are the Zionists? Because guess what? You don't see these people. You see the technology. We already went over this. This is Zion, AI Jesus. AI Jesus. Like I said, y'all been watching Candace Owens, but guess what Candace Owens was doing? She was feeding y'all Nation of Islam talking points. I said, watch, just watch it. And the thing is, you had Christian folk watching Nation of Islam talking points. And if a Christian can be fooled by a Catholic who preaches NIO Nation of Islam, NIOI talking points, what does that tell us? Somebody's lacking discernment. And yes, these commentators mix the truth with the lies. Just like the Church of Satan was very pleased that Kanye West has released Jesus is King. Why would the Church of Satan be pleased that Kanye West has released Jesus is King? And some say his synagogue is located right next to the Golden Gate Bridge in California. And I guess they supposed to blow that motherfucker up next. Y'all hear about that? Y'all need to understand why you know, y'all need to understand questions, things like this, but y'all don't. So Kanye West at one moment in time, he was a man of God. But guess who was pleased with him? The Church of Satan was pleased with him. See, but y'all did not question that. Y'all did not question it. Y'all let that fly. I pointed it out a long time. I pointed out the things I pointed out years ago, y'all not gonna get it till 20, 30 years later. So at this point, I don't give a fuck about offending nobody. Y'all notice that? I don't care about offending nobody because guess what? At the end of the day, you are this dude right here. You are Johnny Come Lately. A late or recent arrival or a newcomer. Okay. Established families. Who are established families? The people at the top of this pyramid. These are established families. Families rule the world. Established families know more than everybody else. Tend to hold themselves above the Johnny Come Latelys. The Pharaoh has established his family. They have established, and all the people down here, guess what? They separated. They ain't got no family. Some of y'all ain't got no family. Some of y'all can't call a family member and get anything. Some of y'all can't call a friend right now and ask them, "Can you loan me $20?" Because why? You have burned bridges and you have become Johnny Come Lately or a new arrival. And some of y'all let politics destroy y'all family. See, my family, they are brainwashed, but I think they are finding out what's going on through numerous news entities. Because guess what? If you are brainwashed, you let the TV control your emotions. And I know when I see certain things on TV and they're unraveling lies, see, they unraveling lies on CNN and Fox. Y'all, yeah, if you've been lightweight paying attention certain times of the day, CNN will tell the truth. So you don't even bring up politics. That's what I said. If you want to know how to diffuse certain situations, join members only. Put your email, send me your email, text me your email, join the chat. We rebuild healthy families. See, like I said, my peoples, they don't really like 45 and 47. They don't understand why they don't like 45 or 47. But in all actuality, they respect the nature of this shit. I don't get no slack. I don't get no. The thing is, they would have my peoples would actually have to come on the channel for me to have to explain to them what's going on. Because trying to explain to them just off the fly, they not gonna get it. And it's meant for them not to get it because they are the craftsmen, the merchants, the slaves, the peasants. Meanwhile, they could be making the same money as a soldier or a scribe, but still be in the mentality of a slave because they are tied to Johnny come lately, or what they call hypocrite nation. This is what they call the Masonic beehive because everybody in the has a hive mind type of ideology. Now the thing is, it's okay to be part of hive minds, but you would have to become an individual. And when you become an individual in a hive mind, they go sacrifice your ass like Christ. They go get your ass up out of here. Don't matter if you right or wrong, they go get your ass up out of here. Especially if you dealing in hearsay, they go get your ass up out of here. See, you don't know if you don't know if you worshiping Jesus Christos or Serapis Christos. You don't know. You don't know if you worshiping Baal or Barack Abomination. You don't know if you worshiping the cube of Allah or Mother Mary. You don't know because they the same individuals. You don't know if you worshiping Yahweh or Shu or the God Yashu. Or you don't fucking know. You really don't know. You really don't know anything. And I told y'all that. And sometimes it's okay that you don't know anything because some people have to be NPCs to keep the simulation running. Some people have to be dumb. That's why I said it's okay if you right here at stages 1, 2. It just ain't meant for you. See, some people grow down. See, some people have to grow down to establish their roots so they could grow back up again. See, some of these big plants, you could pull them out easy. They're not rooted. They're not rooted in truth. See, these plants, they're not growing up. They're going down, but whenever they grow up, they're gonna be stronger than these plants that are already sprouted because they're rooted. Their foundation is rooted in something that means something. So, like I said, Moses. Let me bring this up. Moses and the Strait of Trump. Moses, what did he do? He opened up a gateway to get the oil. What is the oil? The oil is the Christos. Let me pull this up. Because y'all not. Let me cook, y'all. See, when you dealing with the oil, see, oil, this oil shit is religious. Y'all not tapped in, man. The term oil and Christos are often used interchangeably, but they have distinct meanings in different contexts. Oil refers to a substance used for various purposes. Let me do this because y'all not tapped in. I'm sorry. I had to talk to y'all like this. The holy oil, the Christos or the Christos. Okay, various purposes such as lubrication, cooking, and cosmetic applications. In contrast, Christos is a Greek term meaning anointed or smeared with oil. The Strait of Hormuz is equivalent to the Strait of Trump. But what goes through here? Oil. The anointed go through here. If you are not anointed, You cannot go through the gateway. What is the gateway? That's the heavenly abode. And now, do you see why Moses would be open up a gateway to the other side? Okay. Or well, who they call Tut Moses. See, Moses, he wasn't even real. Moses was not a real individual. I hope y'all know that. If you go to the Egyptian library, there's Egyptian government has no record of Moses. They don't have no record of most of this shit that went on in the Bible. I'm gonna be honest with you. So you got to use the personification of the story, because the story is basically a journey that you take in the astral realm upon life and death. But like I said, these concepts are interchangeable. So when you're dealing with the holy oils or the Criscos, that's why you cook with Crisco. But you didn't know the Crisco is the Christos. You did not know that until you ran across me. What is the Christ oil? This is the Criscos, the Christ oil. Okay, this is the liquid that secretes through the brain when you what? Cross over. When you pass, it's the Passover. It's often associated with religious significance and anointing rituals. The oil of Christ is a metaphor or a representation of divine energy and substance that nourishes and empowers individuals, particularly in spiritual and physical regeneration process, fam. What do you think goes on through this strait right here? Countries have to get re-energized through this process of life and death through the oil. And they say oil is reciprocal. It don't you can use oil for the next million years. They said the earth got so much oil in it. Oil ain't nothing but dark matter. Oil ain't nothing but dark matter. Why do these people worship dark matter? The same reason why Catholics worship Mother Mary, and the same reason why Islam worship the Kabbalah cube, or what they call the cube of Allah. Now, if you lay this damn box out, you go get a damn cross, a Christos. You go get the cross. And I told you, this is why the three Abrahamic faiths are interchangeable. And if you talk about one and you talk about the other, you gonna look like a damn hypocrite, man. That's what I said, man. You gonna look like a damn hypocrite either way. This is what this one world religion is about. This is why the Abrahamic Accords have to be passed, because it's a peace treaty to the straight and narrow. What do they call the straight and narrow? The Christ, the straight and narrow, opening up a gateway. This shit biblical, man. Now, why is Christos oil and the secret of secretion is a part of the spiritual awakening to get to the other side, or what they call the journey to the Father. Who is the Father? The Father is not an actual man that looks like Santa Claus in the sky. The Father is the journey. So if you are stuck, it's the whole personification of the Father. Y'all thought it was the Father is not a particular Godhead. And if it is, you not go see him, because every time you get close to this individual, it scoots back. You think you chasing a ball. This is what the ball on the mice, when the mice hit the ball, that's the same concept. The chain the chain and ball concept. I think I had a picture of it because you tied to this damn ball, magnetic. It's a magnetic, but you don't see the lines. You don't see the lines. The lines is a straight, and you don't see the lines. The lines are invisible. See the timeline is invisible. This is why you blind. You come in here blind. You come in here wrapped up like a damn mummy. The mummy is the mommy. They give you this to scare you, man. The mummy is the mommy. This is the wrapping of the gift around the present. The past, future, and the present. The future proves the past, but you wrapped up in reality. The skin is the wrappings. You see what I'm saying? To basically manifest you in this present world, you have to be wrapped with flesh and blood type. You know what I'm saying? So, and to be in this world, you would have to fall in a body. This is what they call the great fall of man. You have to fall into this realm. So everybody comes from. So you would be. This is why they say you Satan. You the five god. Arms, legs, arms, head is Allah. This the head, and you are the 5-star right here. But there's six points that would be personified as the tetragrammatron. Grammar means word. The grammatron. But the thing is, Tetris. See, Tetris, y'all ever played the game called Tetris? That's the building blocks in a Freemasonry. And this is all personified off of a Freemasonry. You look at George Washington, the G over his head, but the G is actually a spiral to the other side. Spiral means spirit. What are they worshiping at Mecca? What are they creating at Mecca? They're creating a spiral into this, what they call the Jack in the Box. So, man, this is why kids, all these toys and shit kids play with, the genie coming out the lamp, man, it's tied to it's all spiritual. It's all esoteric, but you're not going to understand, fam. You're not going to understand this. That's why the world will never actually heal if this information won't get out. I'm sorry. It would not. The world would not heal because we don't have a clear understanding of the lexicon, family. This is why Hulk Hogan would be Moses. In 50 years, Hulk Hogan will be Moses. Scientists at Exterior University have reconstructed this 3D model of how Moses may have looked. And they doing this slowly but surely. Trust me, fam. Let's get back into this No Kings. Speed this up right quick.
I don't know, man. I don't know. By that time, 10 minutes are gone by.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a break, but I'm gonna keep this running. So I'm gonna keep this news shit running. I'll be back in a second. Hold on.
I guess the black is a higher tier. Maybe they get a bigger cut, and they just don't get scared, or maybe just that guy just didn't care. But I just
This dude Marquette Brown. This dude Marquette talking about Joe Kent. Marquette, man, I don't know if y'all want to tap in and hit. He a Trump hater, but here, I might have to put his ass on. But I ain't trying to get copyrighted though. I'll be keeping my eye on these Trump haters, man. For real. I'm gonna be honest with you. I keep my eye out on everybody. And the thing is, he got mad because he got trapped. He got trapped over there in Dubai during the war. He got trapped over there, and he tried to blame it on Trump. Like, bro, if you knew truly about what politics and how the geopolitical world view was going, you would have not took your ass to Dubai. That's all I'm saying. Just like a lot of people took their ass to Mexico on spring break. Man, people shouldn't be really flying or anything until this shit calm down. Sorry. But the thing is, they was gonna get your ass anyway. They was gonna get your ass anyway. It has just been another story on the news, and then your ass going to work on Monday. It's supposed to be all kind of mayhem in the sky right now underneath uh what's her name? Kamala and Biden and family. It was supposed to be all kind of turmoil going on in America. Because you gotta think, if Trump did not stop all of this would have been let in. All this bullshit would have been let in. It'd have been a whole Islamic takeover. And then you would have really had your rapture. You would have really had your rapture. See, Trump, he kind of holding off the rapture. There's a rapture going on, but people are getting sucked out slowly. It's happening slowly. It ain't happening fast like y'all thought it would be. So as long as it happens slowly, people are not gonna fucking know. But the rapture is currently happening slowly. There's a whole bunch of people just getting sucked up off the earth. And they're making it hard for people to get back in, because once your soul extracts itself from the body, it needs another host. So that's what the all-seeing eye is. Your soul being extracted from your body. Now your soul gotta look for another. Your soul don't have legs and shit like that. Like I'll be trying to explain this to people, and then people be like, man, you gotta ask God. No, they tell us this. Look, who you think this is? Who you think the all-seeing eye is? It's your soul extracted out your body. Now you can remote view through numerous of people. You can remote view through numerous of people. That's what the light body is. That's how you ascend through the light body. That's why God said you can't be heavy. You can't have all these ways of the world weighing you down, or you won't ascend through the damn sky vault. Your ass won't ascend. Some of y'all tied to all these other organizations. Some of y'all just tied down to organizations, but y'all can't explain what's going on inside those organizations, so they weighing you down. Just the whole thing of the puppet. This picture right here, Geppetto, is no different than this right here. Do you see Geppetto on the cross? Do you see the string, or what they call the Strait of? See, these are the keys to get out of hell. Do you see the hand of God? And this symbol is Egyptian. This is an Egyptian symbol, but it's all tied to Christianity. They said Moses learned his ways from Egypt. So Eric, you looking at this is your early form of Christianity right here. It's the same. These are the same. Like I said, it's the same shit. Y'all just don't see it. Y'all just don't. Y'all third eye is not open at all. At all. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. If you're a newbie, just come tap in. If you got any questions, come tap in, because we explain. Read 144,000 on this channel. We are the saints explaining what's going on inside the damn matrix. And like I said, the NPCs, they gotta be woken up. They gotta see. We already tied this together. You already tied this stuff together, fam. Okay.
It was hot. Like I hadn't had an experience like that.
So yeah, let's look at what they do. Let's just spy on what they doing. So this is what I'm saying. Let's be honest. What we're doing right now is remote viewing. Okay, so we could be actually sitting. Let me pull this up because y'all this religious Zionism. Okay. When you talking about this religious Zionism, now I don't mean to scare you. So what are we doing right now? If you on your phone, if you watching from a TV, what are we doing right now? We're remote viewing through other people's devices. This is the see this dude right here in this wheelchair, Steve Hawkins. Guess what he's doing? He's becoming an all seeing eye. So he's watching multiple things take place at one time. Let's get it. We are doing the same thing this thing is doing right here. We remote viewing through other people's channels, what they call 4chan. Let's get in. Let's get into it.
Right, right. I mean, I'm going to the company, but still, like, I gotta.
They try to cut the feed on this. Hold on. Let's go into another. So they got all kind of. Let's pull this up.
Voters' clear mandate is carried out by the very man they elected. It is absurd to treat a twice-elected president as some sort of king when he must face the American people at the ballot box every 4 years. And as we take a look at what we're seeing right now, we see just a variety of signs. You see that No Kings banner leading the way as police wait to give them the go-ahead. It looks like these motor units right in front are going to start moving in just a minute, just to make sure that everything is all clear. All the roads in the area are shut down. We have we're at Capitol Avenue Southeast and Memorial Drive Southeast near the state capitol. And as far as I can see, looking back towards Memorial Drive, towards where we started, all the roads in that area are closed as well. There's not a single car on the road here, Jasmine.
Ray, thank you so much for joining us live here to talk about what you're seeing out there at the No Kings protest. You standing at the beginning, Kim at the end. And also thank you for providing that interview. I know Kim was able to speak to a couple, but it's good to hear from people out there on the grounds. Ray, thank you so much for joining us. We'll check back in with you later. Guys, Caitlin Pratt is here with me now. Let's go ahead and bring that live picture that Skyfox 5 is flying over there.
This is Cobb County.
Yes.
This is Cobb County, and you guys were just looking at the scene downtown Atlanta. So we're taking you to Cobb County now, just one of dozens of protests just in our state alone across Georgia. I think at last count, there are about 57 of them happening today, staggered throughout the day. So we have eyes in the sky, eyes on the ground, giving you the very latest on what we're seeing as far as this event is concerned. So maybe you're wondering, what is the president saying about this? What is the White House saying? Largely, they seem to be dismissing the wave of these No Kings protests, calling them earlier this week, and I quote, Trump derangement therapy sessions, telling the AP the only people who care about these Trump derangement therapy sessions are the reporters who are paid.
What? Y'all hear that? They got Trump derangement therapy sessions, y'all. They have Trump derangement therapy sessions, y'all. This shit unbelievable, ain't it? It's gotten that bad. It's gotten to a damn medical diagnosis. That's just crazy, y'all.
Them. So last October, following the second round, again, today is the third, President Trump took, President Trump took office, the president said, "I think it is a joke." He went on to say, "I'm not a king. I work my expletive off to make our country great. That is all. I'm not a king at all." So we keep monitoring, looking for reaction from the president on this. Nothing just yet, but let's talk about his approval ratings, since this reflects what the temperature is right now. Civics, CIVIQS, their state-by-state approval ratings show as of this week, 41% of Georgians favor the president, while 56% are against. 3% are unsure right now. And
A lot of people, you see a lot of people at 3%, they confused. They ain't made their mind. See, they on the fence. And what did Christ say? He said, if you are hot and cold, your ass ain't getting into the kingdom of heaven. That's why I said pick a side. Pick a motherfucking side. And if you don't pick a side, we see what you're doing. You trying to figure out, you don't know what's going on, basically. You straddling the fence. God don't like fence straddlers. We got him on the right and we got him on the left. We got him on both sides. Let's look up some more shit, because we go tap into some other shit right quick. Some say Candace Owens. Let's see what he got to say, man. Let me see what Brody got to say. Shouts out to Niche Peter. I think that's his name. See what he got to say about Candace Owens. There's so much dirt going on about every political entity out there. Motherfucker talk about Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Eric Kirk, all the wellheads.
Let's go ahead and check in on very straight Candace Owens and her very straight husband, George, shall we?
Hey guys, it's me, Samantha. Who is this? I'm so perfect and pretty and skinny. And yeah, maybe Candace got a little chubby in quarantine, but at least I'm still cute. Because
That don't look like George. Let's go ahead and check in on very.
She might be going both ways. She could be. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of women do that. I'm not trying to demonize it. That's something I wouldn't. That's something I wouldn't demonize. You know what I'm saying? Girls always like the girls secretly. They see girls. I think women they could do that and get away with it. They could do all that and get away with it. Still be with a man. You know what I'm saying? They could still be soft. You ain't gotta be hard with it. You know what I'm saying? Some women just like that. They still soft women. Let's get into this. FBI Director Cash Patel. This is for you heads out there that said there wasn't no voter fraud. I got into it with somebody. It was like, oh, there ain't no voter fraud. I said, yeah, there is. I said, yeah, there is. Ballot harvesting. So let's get into this right here. Let's get into this shit right here. For the non-believers. For the non-believers, here's your evidence.
That was the big thing here, was the counting of the ballots at the dome. It was all counting the ballots, and they told them that it was a leak on the opposite side of the dome. Everybody needed to evacuate. So then when they all left, the Democrats went back in and started counting, and the Republicans went back to the headquarters.
You know that for a fact?
That's what happened. Yeah.
They made it seem like nothing had, like they legitimately had leak issues.
Yeah, so they had said it was leak issues. So you see them on the video putting everything up, and they left. No, they put someone putting stuff up, and then you see them leave. Then they was out in the parking lot when I guess they told them they could come back in. Or they was out in the parking lot and they was gonna go back to headquarters. And so the Republicans left. The Republican watchers, that they all left. And so after they left, the Democrats went back in there and started counting. So that's the videotape. You see them when they're walking back in, pulling the shit out from underneath the tables, and during that hour. And then the other part was that when they were counting, I think during that hour, that stretch of that, it was only like less than 100 votes was counted for Trump. And just statistically, you're downtown, there's going to be more than 100 votes for Trump. That's what happened about in 2020, because that's when the ballots, and they started stuffing them ballots, and people stuffing them ballots, and they got videotape of it. But nobody talks about it, because they want it. That's why Trump been making that big deal about it, because you see it on videotape. It's like, we see the man pull up and put 100 ballots in his box. You can't do this. Bruce is paying people to do just that. Drop off ballots, go around, collect ballots.
And do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? He said that. He said that's the reason why Trump coming out there with a big red folder. This the motherfucker. He's part of the operation. He said no wonder why. He know that they all know the truth, man. They all know the truth. So you disgruntled hypocrite liberals out there that was talking shit on my Facebook page, talking about there ain't no fucking proof. Here's your damn proof. Where the fuck you at right now, you son of a bitch? You son of a bitch. You hypocrite nation. Get your ass up on here right now. This the motherfucking proof. This the motherfucking proof right here. You fucking cockazoid. Where you at right now? I'm tired of let's get this shit all over. Because now y'all saying, oh, there ain't no voter fraud. There's never been voter fraud. What proof do you have? The proof is right here. The motherfucker that did this shit. Where are you at? Where are you at? So you've been believing a fault, and this ain't the first. This ain't the only evidence. We got a whole catalog. A whole fucking catalog. I just want to know where Hypocrite Nation is at. Where are you at? Where are you at? I told you who these people are. These people are these people. These people are they trapped in a dome. They can't think unless they favorite person tell them how to think. It's bad, man. It's bad. These people have no accountability at all. No accountability at all. We're gonna continue watching the video. Learning purposes only. Now I gotta spend time out my day to sit here and prove the hypocrites wrong, because I got called all kind of names because they said, oh, you ain't got no proof. I said, bro, you would have to come to a actual live feed to figure out the damn proof. Nobody, and that's how they get people, because they know a lot of people ain't gonna go live and they ain't gonna take their time out the day to really sit down and prove people otherwise. So that's what the news channel is for. That's what I like doing. I do this shit every day and I don't get paid for it. So hit up the channel because I'm taking time out my day to expose the hypocrite nation. You can support or not. I'm still gonna come out on here. Because guess what? This is a hobby of mine that I love to do and more. Now, let's get back into the video. Let's take time out our day to get the rest of the society back on track. Who do we have to get back on track? People that are not established in their ways, especially when it comes to discernment. They might be established in other parts. They might have a good job, a good career, but they just not good at politics. They just not good at figuring out who's who. They just don't know political climate at all. They don't know. And if you ask them, they'll probably be truthful with you. If you ask the liberal right now, hey man, can you honestly tell me what's going on in society? I think they would just break down and tell you. you be like, can you just sit down and articulate yourself and tell me what's really going on and explain? They wouldn't be able to tell you. They don't have it in. They don't have it in. They're not anointed. What we talk about when we first came on, only like I said, I'm pretty sure there's only like 144,000 of us that can really sit down here for hours and hours and explain fluently what the hell went on for the past 10,000 years fluently. And I don't know everything. That's what I said. I don't know everything, but I know history repeats itself. I know history repeats itself. This ain't the first time they done cheated in elections and shit. This ain't the first time a Caesar done stabbed somebody in the stomach to win an election, to be king. You know, you see what I'm saying? This stuff been going on throughout history. And to say it's not is blasphemy. To say it's not going on is blasphemy. And guess what? Republicans do this shit too. Republicans cheat. Republicans were a part of this smartmatic apparatus too. Don't give not I can say Rhino. Let's get it right. Rhino Republicans are basically Democrats in disguise. And the thing is, you have good Democrats out there. You have good Democrats out there that are America first too. And some say Israel first. But like I said, location means everything. Location means Israel is the all-seeing eye. In the Middle East, where does Christ reside? In the Middle East, between the two thieves. Who are the two thieves? Joachim and Boaz. Who are the two thieves? Joachim and Boaz. Do you see Christ? Christ would be George Washington sitting on a foundational checkerboard, a chessboard. See, the thing is, do you see what George Washington personified? This is inside the George Washington Monument. He's in between the two pillars of Freemasonry. And when I told that old fart Ben Dykes, I said, Freemasonry founded America. I said, Jewish Freemasonry founded America. And he said, the Jews? I said, yes. He said, was George Washington a Jew? Not necessarily, but when it comes to Freemasonry, it's encoded. That's the code right there. That's the bloodline. The symbols are the bloodline. Because you cannot take a blood test and say, oh man, you're a Jew. Jew means Jewish is just a construct. Jewish is a construct. You cannot take a bloodline and be like take a blood test. This is why they ban blood tests in Israel. Yes, they ban blood tests in Israel for a reason. Because if you take the blood test, they'll say, "Oh man, I'm from Morocco. I'm not." You see what I'm saying? He'll really expose they not the chosen people over there. It would really expose. You see. Because if everything was Gucci, they would allow it. They would allow it, but them people know they ain't the real people over there. They were just placed there throughout the years, trading places, migration. Genocide. Some say they ain't. Some say they are ancient Egyptians that have crossed over. That's what they say. So let's get back to this.
How did that even
Forge
work?
them.
Where, okay, so if you're paying someone, I'm not trying to do this, trust me, but if you're a group and you're paying someone to pick up the absentee ballots, do people take their absentee ballots to the orgs and then the orgs distribute the pay? That's confusing. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's like, let's say you're my canvasser. I tell you to go around and pick up these absentee ballots from this area. You know, you go pick them all up and drop them off in the box. No different. I pay every week like a canvasser. You just get paid like a canvasser. You're on the clock for however many hours, driving around, picking up absentee ballots and putting them in ballot boxes.
What information do you need to actually know that these are certain areas that have a lot of absentee ballots?
Oh, I mean, when that's the case, you would just have to have, you would either have to reach it, like some groups was reaching out to the folks beforehand, so they were passing them out to the people and then coming back and getting them all. Going down to a senior house.
Yeah.
Give everybody a ballot, come back and collect all their ballots and turn it in. And then you take the ballots and then drop them off.
And then the groups would have whoever, the canvassers go and pick them up and then take them straight.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's the illegal part. So think about it like this: if you're going to steal an election, let's say Georgia, this is the perfect example. You're going to steal an election here. You're not going to go to the outside of the Democratic Party, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to go outside of Atlanta or outside the metro Atlanta and change the numbers in the Republican counties, right? Because that should just be too obvious. Change the numbers in your home. You can fluctuate these numbers because it'll just look the same.
It makes more sense to do it in Atlanta.
It hides better. So like if somebody's coming behind you and saying, well, you've been stealing votes, the first place they're gonna look is the outline counts where it's red. Don't change those numbers, right? Because then flip that county that's always been red to blue.
Which
right?
erase that flag.
Which erase that flag.
Okay.
If you come here to the city where it's already 1.5 million voters, and then you just increase the numbers of your already places that you want. So you want to inflate the numbers that you already have versus trying to go to a red area and inflate those numbers, because that would just obviously look wow,
So you need to start planning 4 years in advance.
And look, y'all. Look, another one been caught. Another one been caught. A Louisiana Supreme Court official has been suspended. Has been suspended because she stole $250,000. Okay. They all getting clipped, y'all. They all getting clipped, y'all.
You're trying to steal an election. Yeah, because you gotta get a lot.
Dude, it makes sense. But after 2016,
you gotta pay a
people
lot.
are mad.
You gotta pay a lot of people to get in their pockets. A lot of people, people that you gotta get in position. You gotta get, everybody gotta get a piece somewhere. Everybody gotta get paid.
They're getting paid.
People running the job boxes, election officials. We got all of that on somebody's payroll. Or a kickback or something somewhere. In the movie, they didn't.
I told you. And I told you it was all go fall back on the blacks. It was all go fall back on the blackies because they're the sacrificial lamb of the Democratic Party. You get a black ass Negro to go do something, he go do it. But he doing it for George Soros Foundation. He doing it for the Clintons. All the boogeyman. But it'll be too late. This is why they call it the penal system. These people would be a part of the penal system. And once you're a part of the penal system, when you're in jail, they will play with your penis. And then you come out trans. That's the Democratic plantation. The Democratic plantation is the prison. And the Democrats shall do whatever they please, like Aleister Crowley, to put your ass in prison. Do as thy will, like Aleister Crowley. What did I tell you? The Democratic plantation was the prison. Who's gonna be picking cotton in prison? Black Lives Matter. Remember that one black lady? She said, he said, Trump get in office, we gonna be picking cotton, but they didn't know how that was gonna manifest. They didn't know how they was gonna be picking the cotton. So if you just went to work at the factory, you know, you'd have been straight. You'd have been straight. See, there's two different type of factories you could work at. You could work at the plant. You could work at one plantation, but you don't want to work at the other plantation. You don't want to work at the penal system. Okay? Because what's the first thing they do when you get in jail? They lift up your penis, check your balls, they open you up to see if you had any drugs. You got to go through an X-ray. This is where these people going. A lot of people go be in jail, bro. A lot of people are dead, and a lot of people are in jail. This is not the time to be doing crimes. This was not the time to be doing crimes at all. And I told y'all, a lot of people, they got in trouble. They got in trouble with in their early 20s, 19, and they quit doing crime around mid-20s. You know, they start waking up. Man, a lot of people are going to prison 40, 50, 60, late 30s. You still going to prison in your late 30s. See, the thing is, if you was a troublemaker in your early years, 20, your mid-20s, it should be out of your system. If it ain't out of your system by your mid-20s, you fucked. You fucked it. If you try to get a job, you better know some fucking body. You better know somebody. So a lot of people out here that are listening right now, some of their kids are in trouble right now. Some of your kids, guess what? You didn't invest in your kids. You didn't invest in your kids. You decided to not put your kid in that program because you wanted to save money. You wanted to penny pinch. So the money you could have spent on your kid for sports, you got to spend in bond money bonding out your son. Bonding your son out of jail. Doing ballot harvesting. He could have been a prominent basketball player, and now he doing ballot harvesting at the No Kings He at the No Kings protest. More than 3,000 events are planned in all 50 states on Saturday, with millions expected to attend. Comment section is open. Call line is open. Let's get it.
Was being launched into different nowadays, so they never mentioned.
They didn't name the orgs.
They didn't name the orgs, but they yeah.
All this is
So I just always been waiting on that shit to drop because I was like, well, yeah, they're gonna do an investigation, and they got the evidence because they were showing that in the documentary, the closed caption TVs of people pulling up. I told somebody when I got to the office because one of the cars in the video I recognized. Because they always at the building.
Who was it?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was a union member or something.
Probably.
But that was like when I first started. They just had one of them weird cars that
stood out.
That stood out. That I was like,
hold on, can y'all hear that? Hold on. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Hold on. Let me. I didn't know if y'all could hear that or not because I can't hear it on the playback. I didn't want to make y'all look silly. Some say they playing with the time, man. I don't, man. The time. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see if I catch up with the playback.
That's when he was up there all the time, though, too.
Yeah, that's when I first started, so I don't know whose car that really was, but
Are they still up there?
after I told him, I never saw the car again.
That's dude, that's so crazy. I'm telling you, this dude kind of looks like you. I was like, hold on. When I seen that, when I seen that picture, I was like, that better not be him.
No, oh hell
I was like,
no.
but no.
But yeah, I knew they were doing stuff like that. But that's how they did. That's how they got one of the mayors in there. Was they were dropping ballots in the boxes and stuff. Normally, how they
Around here?
Yeah, in Metro Atlanta. For the mayor's race in Atlanta. So what they normally do is how they do it. You know, when you're trying to steal a race, you're not trying to, like, if you got Republican districts and Democrat districts, you're trying to get the Democrat, right, elected. What they do is they don't go to the Republican. You talking about some race?
So how you know they're gonna do it again in 2024 though?
What? Get all that they
Whatever
on ballot. Harvest them ballots.
Yeah.
That's why the Republicans are always trying to fight about. You know, that's the argument of the whole thing is because Republicans, they're the ones who put out that kind of stuff. So they want to do like voter IDs and stuff. But Democrats will, fight voter ID laws. So you know, so it's that two-sided thing. That's what they fighting over. Republicans are trying to say like, hey, look, we got the proof of this. And the Democrats are like, well, we don't want voter ID laws, and we want to make more. You can just drop your ballot online voting, different things that they try to come up with.
Dang.
Yeah, so that's the two sides. The two.
Yeah, they go back and forth.
Yeah, so that's why it's always something about voter ID laws. And then the Politico just wrote an article about the Georgia project. I'll let you read it. It's deep. It's when you see it, you'll be like, oh. I took a screenshot of it because I sent it to all the staff earlier this morning. Yeah, I read the article, but yeah, I know his shit. I know his shit. I know all of them. So when shit happen like that, I just be like, okay, and keep it pushing. So when I saw that article, I was like, okay. Yep, about time I figured that.
I know it's hard to get fired from an actual nonprofit though.
Yeah.
They don't be firing nobody. Like you gotta be doing something real strange to be fired.
Yeah, you gotta really be doing some wild shit.
Yeah, that's federal, y'all. Yeah, that's federal. I think their ass is going to jail for a very, very, very long time. Let's get back into Kings.
I haven't seen any counter protesting happening as of yet. It seems to be pretty much everybody is against the administration. There have been some political figures that are like running for election out here, coming shaking hands and doing that. They're getting their names out there. But as far as a counter protest, I am not seeing any of that. All I'm doing is hearing No King slogans and horns on honking. That's what's happening here in McDonough in Henry County in front of the city hall. And we got horns honking and people protesting. Jasmine?
All right. Thank you so much for bringing us protest there out of Henry County. And again, guys, I asked the question of any counter protests because we want to be fair and show both sides here at Fox 5. And, we haven't heard much from counter protesters or even GOP leaders. The president also has not said anything about the No Kings protests happening today. But we know in the past he has released statements and even made fun of this movement. So we do want to bring up the press conference that happened earlier today. So ahead of the No Kings protests, the march and the rally in the Atlanta area near the state capitol, Indivisible Georgia Coalition, which is the organization behind the No Kings protest here, but even across the nation. Indivisible has local chapters across the nation, and they have been helping to get these protests, these No Kings protests, off the ground. But Indivisible Georgia Coalition and ACLU of Georgia, they spoke this morning ahead of the nationwide protests and ahead of the protests here in the Atlanta area. They outlined their plans and what you can expect during these protests. They mentioned that they will be peaceful. And from what we've seen, we've been taking live and showing you video protests across the nation, not just here in the state of Georgia. And what we've seen, they've been peaceful. They've been peaceful, which is good news there. So they spoke about their plans, what you can expect, and also just the growing concerns, they say, around the attacks on civil liberties and democratic institutions. So pretty much they spoke this morning, and we want you to take a listen to what they said ahead of the protests.
Thank you all for being here. My name is Laura Judge, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Indivisible Georgia Coalition, a statewide network of grassroots indivisible organizations and community leaders working to defend democracy, protect civil liberties, and build people power across Georgia. Today, people across our state will join communities in all 50 states for a nationwide day of action with one clear message. We don't do kings in this country. Power belongs to the people. Indivisible groups across Georgia have been organizing for years to make sure our communities are informed, engaged, and ready to take action. And through Indivisible National, we are part of a broader movement that connects organizing to coordinated nationwide action.
Haven't we heard Donald Trump say that? He said he was going to take the power from the government and give it back to the people. They saying the exact same shit. They saying the exact same stuff. Crazy, mind-boggling, ain't it? They saying the exact same stuff, so let's get into it.
The No Kings mobilization is one of those moments. It brings together people across the country who are standing up for the same basic idea, that in a democracy, no one is above the law. What we're seeing right now is a pattern of attacks on our rights, our freedoms, and our democratic institutions, and people are paying attention. They are choosing to show up instead of staying silent. Here in Georgia, we know what it means to fight for our rights. From the ballot box to the streets, our communities have always stepped up in critical moments. This is one of those moments. Today's protest in Atlanta will be a peaceful, community-led action that includes a march and a rally. It is designed to be like our past events, accessible, organized, and rooted in nonviolence. People can expect a strong, visible show of our community, with folks from across the state coming together and share values of freedom, fairness, and accountability. This is not about any one person, it's about a bigger people. We believe in a country where leaders are held accountable, where our rights are protected, and where power stays where it belongs, with the people. And that's why we're showing up today. We invite everyone who believes in those values to join us. Show up, bring your community, be part of something bigger, because this is how we protect our democracy. No kings, not here, not now, not ever. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Christopher Bruce. I'm the Deputy Executive Director of the ACLU of Georgia, an organization wholeheartedly devoted to protecting your civil rights and civil liberties. Let me be clear from the offset. We do not have kings in this country. We have a constitution. And today, we are here because the Constitution and all of the rights that's guaranteed under it are under threat. An abuse of power and erosion of our democratic norms and direct attacks on the rights of everyday people. That include attacks on the right to vote, efforts to rewrite the truth of the 2020 election, and the policies that undermine the very foundation of our democracy. That should be a concern to every American, regardless of political party. Because this is not about partisanship. This is about power. This is about accountability. We are also seeing the human cost of this administration. Families separated, communities living in fear, journalists being detained, and immigration enforcement that mirrors abuses of people across this country. And that's why we're out here today protesting. Let me say this plainly. We march to stop the brutalization of communities by police, and we will not accept the same brutality under a different name. From Social Circle to Hall County to seeing detention centers and practices popping up over Georgia that are not wanted or needed. People are not packages, and this country is not a kingdom.
Hold on, y'all. We about to segue into this CPAC. Hold on. Hold on. We go segue into this CPAC right quick. Hold on. See what they saying. You gotta think they got an agenda too, so hold on.
This decade alone, a strategic U.S.-Iran partnership could generate more than $1 trillion for the American economy. Imagine a new Middle East where Iran is a friend of Israel, where Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where the Abraham Accords are extended into the Cyrus Accord. Named for Cyrus the Great, the Iranian king who issued the first Charter of Human Rights and whose vision of religious tolerance inspired Thomas Jefferson. Today, the Islamic Republic tramples upon Iran's millennia-old legacy of tolerance for religious minorities and wages war on them. In a country with the fastest rate of growth of Christianity in the world, the regime, the regime and its IRGC storm into and ransack underground house churches, detain and torture pastors, and persecute and execute evangelists and Christian converts. This is the Islamic Republic, not the true Iran, not the vision we have for the future. Under this vision, Iran, the United States, Israel, and our Arab neighbors are bound together in peace and prosperity rather than conflict and terror. A Middle East where we will be able to handle our own affairs and manage our own backyard, when we can put an end to the endless wars and allow our American friends to bring back their sons and daughters in uniform and focus where they want to, back home. A free Iran is not a fantasy. A free Iran is within reach right now. But as we all know, freedom never comes free. My compatriots have shown this. They are not asking for a handout, and they do not expect their freedom to be handed to them on a silver platter. The Iranian people have already paid an unimaginable price for their liberty. In January of this year, I called on my compatriots to go out and protest against a regime that has oppressed them for 47 years. Millions of them responded, igniting the largest wave of protests in Iran's modern history, sweeping every single one of our 31 provinces. On January 8th at 8 o'clock, they took their lives in their own hands and took to the streets to fight against the occupying regime. At that exact moment, Khamenei, Larijani, Ghalibaf, and the rest of their mafia shut off the internet. Under the cover of darkness, and with a depravity that shocked the world, they massacred more than 40,000 Iranians and injured over 300,000. They did not stop their terror on the streets. Wounded protesters were hunted down in hospital beds and shot in cold blood. Men and women were raped in secret prisons. Even nurses, ambulance medics, and doctors who dared to help protesters were tortured, raped, and killed. Families were forced to search through thousands of unmarked body bags, and the regime even charged grieving parents for the bullets used to kill their own children. To this day, mothers still search for their sons, and daughters still ask where their fathers will come home. To this day, 29 days to be exact, Iranians have been cut off from the world with almost no access to the internet. Fearful of my courageous compatriots, Khamenei Jr. and his cabal of criminals have dragged Iran from the 21st century to the dark ages. They are afraid that when they do, the world will again see the defiant will of a nation united and determined to topple it. Life can never go back to normal. There is a sea of blood between the people and the regime. After all the massacres, after all they have sacrificed, they will never agree to swap one tyrant for another. And another anti-American tyrant will not serve American interests.
Who is this motherfucker, man?
The only thing that the remnants of this regime can be relied on to do is to buy time, to cheat, and to steal. They will never be honest or true.
Is he the good guy or the bad guy? Is he ISIS or is he Allah?
Partners for peace. President Trump was right when he said, we don't want to come back every 2 years. But if a faction of the regime is left in power, that is exactly what will happen. It will buy time. It will pretend to negotiate. And then it will return to its old jihadist ways of threatening America, its security, and its interests. They might promise a short period of artificial calm, but it would inevitably be followed by the same terrorism, the same nuclear blackmail, and the same cries of death to America. Because the truth is simple. The Islamic Republic cannot reform itself. You cannot reform a snake. Venom is in its DNA. This extends to the corrupt and brutal thugs of the IRGC. Because the IRGC is not Iran's national army. Indeed, it does not even have the word Iran in its name. It is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. It serves its own poisonous ideology of terror and not Iran's national interests. So it can certainly never be a partner to serve America's interests. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have 4 minutes left. I'm halfway through my speech. The only path to lasting peace and stability runs through a clean break with this regime. For the first time in 47 years, President Trump's strategy has given us a real chance to achieve that outcome. For decades, every American president since Jimmy Carter chose to try to manage this looming threat rather than resolve it. Each of them has failed. They have only made the problem worse. The result has been more dead Iranians and more dead Americans. So the mullahs operated on the assumption that America didn't have the stomach to confront them decisively. That assumption began to collapse when President Trump ordered the strike on Qasem Soleimani. And once the meet, and once the myth of the regime's invisibility was shattered, possibilities began to move in a different direction. Operation Midnight Hammer and Epic Fury have done something extraordinary. The killing of Khamenei and many of his henchmen, the destruction of more than 80% of the regime's ballistic missile arsenal, and the obliteration of the nuclear sites have leveled the playing field. This did not happen by accident. It happened because of President Trump's resolve and the courage of American troops. And on behalf of millions of Iranians, we thank them. Their sacrifice was not in vain. For the first time in nearly half a century, the Iranian people have a fighting chance to end this regime of terror and chaos. The regime's repressive machine has been degraded, its terror network cut off, and its leadership decimated. But for this all to be worth it, the sacrifices of both Americans and Iranians, for the goodwill between our two people, which you see on vibrant display here today, to continue, we must finish the job. This regime in its entirety must go. If we do not finish the job and leave a rump of the regime in place, the threat posed by this Islamic Republic will not be solved. It will only be made worse. Those who have spent 47 years sowing chaos cannot be trusted to bring about stability. Terrorists cannot be trusted to bring peace. If they are left in place, they will bring only more of the instability, chaos, and destruction they have brought for 47 years. They are not pragmatists. They are thugs. They are not deal makers. They are agents of chaos. But the other path, the path which finishes the job once and for all, will leave a legacy of peace and prosperity that historians and scriptwriters could only dream of. That legacy will belong to the heroic people of Iran and to the only president of the United States who had the courage and the character to see this mission through. Today, that is the precipice on which we stand, the precipice of true greatness. Iranians are ready to play their part. The final blow will be delivered by the people of Iran themselves. They are already on the ground, and they have already demonstrated their extraordinary courage. They are ready to fight again, but they must be given the chance to do so. As President Trump, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and myself have urged, they are taking shelter while the bombs are falling. But when the right moment arrives, as in January, I will call on them to rise up again. And when they do, I have no doubt they will put an end to the dark chapter of the Islamic Republic once and for all, and reclaim their homeland, their dignity, and their future. But bringing down a regime is only the beginning. What matters next is whether the nation can unite around a leader with broad legitimacy. Across Iran and throughout the diaspora, millions of Iranians have called on me to lead the transition to democracy. Thank you. I have accepted that call, not to serve myself. I have accepted that call not to serve myself, but to serve my nation and my people. In recent years, I have unified a broad coalition of dissidents, Republicans and monarchists, left and right, men and women of all ages, religions, and ethnicities. Even people who were former political opponents have joined the movement to free Iran under my leadership.
Hold on, y'all. We're about to go into this, man. Hold on, y'all. Let's get into this, man. They out here. They out here doing some crazy shit. This is CNN. CNN is in Israel trying to investigate some shit, and they look like spies. Some of these reporters, they're spies. You know what I'm saying? They go into these countries, they get apprehended. That's what Tucker. That's what Tucker is, basically. That's what Tucker is, a damn spy. But he's more of a moderate. He gets special. It seems like he gets special access. So this is his IDF, Israel Defense Federation. Apprehending CNN soldiers. I mean CNN investigators.
Producer Abir Salman identifies us as journalists before translating the soldiers' commands.
Sit down, sit down, sit down.
So the soldiers just immediately came up and started pointing their weapons directly at us, telling everyone to sit down immediately. Obviously, we're not posing any threat here.
The commander comes straight for our camera, and within seconds, a soldier has just put photojournalist Cyril Theophilus in a chokehold, forcing him to the ground.
Don't touch him like that. Don't touch him like that. Give me my phone.
The soldier who assaulted Theophilus continues to demand he turn off his camera before another smacks my phone.
So as you can see, what we have seen happen in the last 24 hours is that settlers came to this area.
So they're trying to go to these spots and figure out who's boots on ground. And look, CNN Jerusalem correspondent, man, these people work for other countries. They go in and do up the clean, but the thing is, they could be shot. They could be shot in cold blood. Yeah. So y'all see what's going on. Let's get it.
They settled that hilltop, and now you have a lot of soldiers coming to this area with the Palestinians in this area. They're on top of the home of Imad, the man that we were just speaking to. And we're seeing the soldiers treat the Palestinians in the area as the threat, when really what started this problem was obviously the settlers who came in the middle of the night and took over land that's not theirs.
The Palestinians here are detained and questioned. Soldiers detain us too and walk us back to our vehicle. They say they're trying to establish order between settlers and Palestinians.
Wow. That's crazy. Hold on, let's get back into this No King shit. No King flash shit rally at Minnesota. See, this is at the Minnesota State Capitol. Let's see. It started at 1:50. Yeah. It's all damn. Look at all these No King. This is in Louisville. This is in Saturday, 1 p.m. Sign up now. See this the feds right here. It's the feds right here. I wouldn't be surprised if Republicans were running this damn operation. Whole covert operation. Got this shit laid out. This is in my city right here. Now, you see, this the feds. You can volunteer. This shit crazy, y'all. Join from anywhere. No King's eye on ice. Train the trainer immigrants' rights. Boy, I'm gonna have to save that photo. We gonna make us a privacy. They got a privacy policy. The information we collect. See, this the feds right here. They collecting all this information. To obtain information from you and any device may use when you are use or interact with our websites. Our website. Our website use cookies, tagging, and other tracking technologies to help enable us to enhance. Oh my God! They tell you they're tracking your ass right here. Your choices, whether you go to online tracking choices, you use Google Analytics. That's the feds right here. How we secure, man? Come on, y'all really, motherfuckers, really signing up to this shit. Your mass call. I told you, didn't I say this is the Christ mass of the liberals? Didn't I say that? Mass call. They're called Christ, no kings. That means Christ was not a. They mean that means they say Christ is not a king. Basically, that's what they're saying. Are they saying both? Are they saying Christ is king? Well, no kings. Period. Christ king, no kings. That's wild, y'all. Hold on, let's get into Minnesota. Come on, Michigan. Let's get into this here. Hold on. Let me. Hold on, bear with me. I'm about to pull this up. Share this instead. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's some better footage.
Yeah, I run into Maya. She's down there.
So as you guys can see, we're kind of locked in up here, so I can't really get down there, and I don't want to miss those speeches for you guys. We're going to have some great speakers coming out today. Let me give you guys the full list of who we got speaking today in the Twin Cities. I appreciate everybody watching on TV. Audio is good. I love to hear that. Thank you so much. Audio is fantastic. So we're going to have Governor Tim Walz, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen is going to be performing. Congressman Ilhan Omar. We're going to have St. Paul Mayor Kaylee Herr. We're going to have Nikema Levy Armstrong. Dr. Nikema Levy Armstrong will be speaking. Representative Shelley Buck. Representative Lee Fine. Attorney General Keith Ellison. Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. Senator Bernie Sanders. Jane Fonda. Joan Baez, and Maggie Rogers. We're going to try to get you guys some exclusive interviews if possible, too, so make sure you guys don't leave the stream. I also want to remind you that JT Sestowski on Status Quo News will also be live. We're going to have 2 streams today on Status Quo News. And I just want to remind you guys of that. What are the comments you guys are all tuned in from? We're looking at the crowd here in St. Paul, Minnesota. How's the police presence? There's Capitol Police everywhere here. There's State Patrol here. I'll show you guys.
I gotta go. We're gonna get back into it when I get home. So make sure you sub up. Got it.